Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back everybody, let's take a look at the Bitcoin market. So, as you know, in general, on other assets in the gold market, Forex market, in mid-term perspective, we expect moderate pullback on the high time frames, monthly, weekly. So the action that we have seen on Friday actually should become just the beginning. So retracement should be more extended, it just comes from the scale of the resistance that we have as on the euro currency, as on gold market as well. And correspondingly, approximately the same stuff should happen on the Bitcoin market. And in general, it agrees with our suggestion on the weekly chart, with the reverse hand and shoulders pattern. On the monthly chart, meantime, we have nothing new. Trend stands bearish. Yes, we have healthy January, a rather strong action, but as you can see, actually market was behaving in some kind of the free space. So the first level is 28, stands significantly higher, as well as a pivot point for the 2023. It's yearly pivot points. They create 27, 28 resistance level, slightly higher. So this actually market has no significant barriers. The market is not at the overbought on the monthly chart. So actually, this was relatively simple in terms of the technical analysis for the market to show this bounce. Besides, this type of action brings no changes to the big picture. So it's too small currently, and we'll see what will happen next. Now turning back to idea of the possible moderate downside action on other assets. If we take a look at the weekly Bitcoin chart, I just would like to remind you the pattern that we have here. So potential reverse head and shoulders. Now the question is only with this top, where the market is already, has reached a potential neckline. So we could use, for instance, the skewed line, sloped line a bit, where the market starts the right arm, or it's still possible that we still get some upward continuation before downward action will start here. This is the riddle that we currently have no answer, because on the lower time frame, as you will see, it seems that market is preparing the background for possible downward action. So we'll see what will happen. But anyway, but this detail actually has no dominant role here. So whether this market started downward action right from here, or it will show slightly upward continuation, then start this action, this is a very small detail. So as we said in the previous video, that the destiny of the Bitcoin, at least with this pattern, will be determined right there at the bottom of the right arm, so around 1950, 20 area, 20 even, and this will be a very tricky moment. So in general, we have uncompleted objective point with this bigger ABCD pattern. It's all-time ABCD, and OP stands very close to the market. Usually market never just ignores such kind of the targets. This is big challenge on the failure of the hand and shoulders right there. Besides, on other assets, at least on the gold market, we expect a bullish trend on the weakness of the United States economy. Euro currency, it's a bit different topic, because there is also not everything good, but gold is a separate asset, and it indicates perfectly the value of the United States dollar. So because, as JP Morgan said, that gold is actually the money and all the others is a credit. So that's why it's it perfectly shows when the dollar is becoming weaker, and we think that it's the trend that we have on the gold actually should continue after the retracement will be over. But it doesn't mean that the same story we will get on the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has become the hostage of the same problems United States economy that makes impact on the stock market, and we think that it's actually for the Bitcoin the perspective is mostly stands negative, and we treat the chances that it will fail around right shoulder as very high. But currently it is it shows the performance in a row together with the other markets, and currently we will take a look at it in this perspective. So because it's still long run to go until the right shoulder, we will see. On the daily chart, why I think that market already could stand in place and could not complete the 1618 extension, it's just because very strong downside action on the other markets. Yes, we are watching for some pullback, as we discussed in weekly reports. On the Forex, on the gold, we expect some retracement, but we expect retracement. We don't expect a new top. And on the Bitcoin market, this might be the same. So market could show some pullback, bounce, stands inside of this range, but hardly it will keep going on the 1618 extension of the butterfly, if only some specific for Bitcoin market news will appear. We will see. Second reason is purely technically. So if we'll take a look at this thrusting action, we have the double repo sell in place. So here some stop in the thrust, some pause in the thrust, but here I would say that we do not have close below the 3x3. Although market here is flirting with it, it closed above it. And second, this is not the 3.8 retracement of this upper action. It's very small pullback. That it means that we could treat this part and that one together as the whole thrust. And from that standpoint, we have the double repo sell. Yes, maybe it's not as perfect as on euro currency, for example, or where we have traded it last on Friday on the gold. But still, this is kind of the warning sign for the bulls and kind of the double repo. So because you can see close below the 3x3, close above, and creating the new top and close below once again. So this suggests downward continuation, and that's actually agrees with the idea of the hand shoulders, right? So market should drop somewhere to the 20 even to complete the right arm. This perfectly agrees with the idea of the double repo. On the lower time frames, also you could see what we have. Market is breaking down the flag consolidation. Now stands around 22.77 first fib support, and even some pullbacks will happen. We're not expecting right now that should be some action to the new high. Unfortunately, this is just few that we could do on a little what we could do in actually intraday charts, because here we do not have any clear patterns. So for a position taken, we're definitely not considering taking the new long position, just because daily trend also stands bearish. But unfortunately, market can't give us any clear patterns as for one side as for another. So probably if market will show some pullback, maybe we'll get something. But currently, well, I do not see something special. Only if you would like to trade take the position based on the double repo on the daily chart. This is possible that you could consider. But anyway, it makes sense to wait for some pullback. Maybe some patterns will be formed, something like this one. So take a look. It was Gardner's T-put to sell, in fact. This also might be something of this one. Besides, on the hourly chart, it starts looking like rounding in top. So you can see market shows big volatility, very choppy. But in general, the swings are not really very significant, and it definitely shows some rounding down, especially on this Friday action. It was even faster than the circle. Some pullback, you could just keep an eye on this circle performance, where that stands, giving you some symmetry here, and watch for possible levels where you could consider taking the position. For example, somewhere around 23.50. This also will be the fib resistance of this swing down. So maybe you could think about it. So that's actually what we could say about the Bitcoin market. Let's see. And now the major destination point is 20 even, and our major concern is what will happen with the reverse head and shoulders on the weekly chart, because this is actually the key to future performance, whether this market will proceed higher to the 30 area and above, or it will be collapsed and dropped to the 12, our major 11-12 target.